Well, the Tucson Jazz Festival is off and running. Don't miss out on some of the most amazing artists and jazz music to come to Tucson.
One of those amazing artists you have an opportunity to hear is joining us here in studio. Welcome. We've heard him all show so far. Pianist Jon Weber, along with Elliot Glicksman and his amazing shoes.
Thank you.
Elliot, we've already started this jazz festival. It's running already. How's it been?
We had 8,000 people downtown on Monday during Martin Luther King Day, and the festival goes through Sunday. There's still some great opportunities. For all the information, just go to TucsonJazzFestival.org. I want to talk about a couple of the shows coming up, and then you've already been hearing Jon Weber. I mean, he's phenomenal. Tomorrow night, we have Poncho Sanchez at the Fox Theater. It's going to be Latin jazz with his Afro-Cuban All-Stars bringing the house down. Friday night, local boy done good. Arthur Migliazza is coming back to town with the Rad Trads at the Fox. And then Saturday and Sunday, we close it at the Rialto with Liz Wright, who's an amazing singer, R&B, jazz singer at the Rialto, and ends with Kermit Ruffin and his barbecue swingers from New Orleans from the Big Easy at the Rialto. But tonight's a rare treat, because tonight, Jon Weber, who you've been hearing this whole show, not only he hosts the show on NPR. He hosts Piano Jazz on NPR, but not only has he played with everyone, Roy Hargrove, Buddy Rich, Stanley Turrentine, you name it, he's played with them. But he is, besides being a great musician, is a great communicator, a great entertainer, a great storyteller. So tonight he's going to do 115 years of piano jazz from ragtime to the present at Crowder Hall, which is just Speedway and Park, right off the modern streetcar line. There's great parking for free on Park and Speedway. And it's 7:30 tonight at Crowder Hall, and Jon's amazing. And I don't want to talk anymore. Although, I got to tell you one thing. You had that dentist here, and I was thinking, I wish I'd had a dentist like that. I go to my dentist, I say, my teeth's yellow, what should I do? And he says, wear brown. So I much prefer, and he had Randy Asada here, Randy, who I love, who talked about working out, and I thought, I went to a trainer and I wanted to get in shape, and they said, if you can bench press your own weight, you're in shape. And now I'm trying to get down to 67 pounds. So I'm thinking, I could have gotten so much. So anyway, but go to this guy. He's the best.
Jon, you're here all the way from New York. We've been listening to you and enjoying your music the entire show. Tell us a little bit about piano jazz, how it's evolved, and any maybe other instruments that have kind of taken a part of the evolution process.
Well, jazz piano's been around for about almost 120 years, if you consider ragtime as well. There have been other musicians besides piano players like Louis Armstrong, the great trumpeter, and W.C. Handy, the cornet player, who have also affected the way piano jazz sounds, because people want to sound like a horn player and they will start imitating that. So, and soloists are pretty much, they were horn players originally. So every time you hear a guitar solo, you can thank somebody like Louis Armstrong, because he's the one who introduced that whole concept.
And I know tonight you're going to be going everything from Joplin to Jarrett. You're going to be covering all these years of the history, but where do you kind of see the future of jazz going?
To answer that, you'd almost have to look back 60 years. Nobody could have ever predicted that Brazilian jazz or Cuban jazz or electronica would ever take over. So 60 years from now, it'll probably come from some part of the world that we would not even anticipate as source music for jazz. But jazz is such a big tent. It's very inclusive. It takes in things in orbit that are all around us all the time. So 60 years from now, God only knows, some Papua New Guinea or Pakistan or someplace, we're going to hear music from someplace that we have not heard it from before, and it's going to fit.
I think that's so cool, and I know we probably have some aspiring jazz musicians watching the show today, and they're probably looking at you like, oh. So I want to know, what would you say to those aspiring musicians who maybe want to possibly have a career in jazz music?
You know something? The voice of reason, i.e. your parents, will often tell you, well, you should really study law or medicine or something. You know something? Any kid who actually can play, pursue it. Please pursue it as far as you possibly can. I've been doing it. I'm living in New York. I'd never thought in a million years I would make money being a musician, but you can actually do it. Everybody's broke. Come on. So, and it's okay. It's okay. At least do what you love. Yep. If you're gonna live your life, because otherwise, I have run into more people who say, "Gee, if I'd only kept it up, it would have been so cool." But I left it behind. Don't leave it behind, please, young people. Play piano, play your instrument, follow it as far as you possibly can.
Well, it's wonderful advice. I'm glad we had a moment to chat with you, and I'm so looking forward to a full performance. But first, I'm going to let everybody know again where they can see you this weekend, and a special as well. So thank you, Jon.
My pleasure.
Special.
Elliot, I know.
A special.
He doesn't even know. Well, it's a special for our viewers, of course. You can get 2-for-1 tickets for tonight's concert. It's taking place at Crowder Hall at 7:30 p.m. For more details, just visit TucsonJazzFestival.org or call 428-4853.
Now, here is a taste of tonight's concert, 115 Years of Piano Jazz by, of course, Mr. Jon Weber.